It's a baseball night in the Northwoods League, and we are here at Frank Municipal Wade Stadium for a matchup between the Waterloo Bucks and the Duluth Huskies. I'm Kyle Morrison here with my partner, Wyatt Kopelman. Well, Wyatt, all things were bright and dandy the last time the Huskies were at home. They were 10-5, and they were in first place. But then after an 8-game road trip where they went 2-6, the complexion of the season has changed quite a bit.
Yeah, the Huskies losing 6 straight through the midst of that road trip, and it just was not the promising road trip that they had envisioned. You look at how the Huskies lost, taking one of their worst losses of the season 2 nights ago at Copeland Park in lacrosse. 15 to do the Huskies lost. They had to go to 5 different relievers. The Huskies, however, bouncing back on a very strong note against the Loggers team that had won 9 of its last 10 games, and now coming back to Wade Stadium on a higher note than what they may have anticipated, with the possibility of only picking up 1 road win across 8 games.
Well, there has been struggles across the team, as you touched on, Wyatt, during this 8-game road trip. But one guy who has not struggled is Christian Campbell. He's hitting .326, and yesterday, after a 3-run bomb, he joined the 20 RBI club and is now 6th in the league in RBIs. Tell us a little bit about Christian.
Well, Christian, you have to remember, he's only a freshman at Georgia Tech, now officially a third of the way through the season. He has dazzled and then some, hitting over .320, as you mentioned. Also 6 doubles on his account this season. He has really set a spark here, an RBI double at lacrosse as well, giving the Huskies that scoring momentum they needed early and often yesterday, and that was a problem for the Huskies. Looking to someone to be able to light that spark in the lineup. Christian Campbell lighting a spark in a fuse, perhaps, sending one over the wall. The Huskies' 4th home run of the season, 2nd long ball of the road trip, and Christian Campbell also flashing the leather defensively as well. Part of a 6-3 double play. You also have to look at what he's been able to do, spinning across the diamond, making all sorts of mesmerizing plays defensively, and he has just been phenomenal moving back to shortstop after getting a couple of starts at third.
Well, Campbell's got a new partner up the middle, and he looks really good too. Jonathan Vastine has really impressed in his first few games with the Huskies.
Another freshman here for this Huskies lineup. You see a struggling J.D. Rogers, but Rogers starting to find a little bit of momentum now, getting the starting nod yesterday in the bottom third of that lineup. And now Jonathan Vastine, his Vanderbilt teammate, coming here to Duluth and providing that similar spark that we saw from J.D. Rogers at the start of this 2022 season. The Huskies starting 10-3. Rogers was a big part of it. He's starting to work his way back in. Jonathan Vastine, however, getting a 4-hit debut a couple of nights ago in Rochester. And so you have to really appreciate the fact that Vanderbilt has that trust in giving the Duluth Huskies the freedom to be able to work these guys into the lineup. And Vastine, despite going 0-for-4 a couple nights ago, another multi-hit performance a couple nights ago in lacrosse, you really have to appreciate what these guys are able to do, because it's a lot of young guys right now, and they're going to need all the help they can get to get back above 500 and stay right where they are.
Yeah, well, it's been a small sample size of 13 at-bats, and Vastine is hitting .462 right now. I'll give you a little preview for the game today. The pitching matchup will be Jaron DeBerry for the Huskies. For the Bucks, it'll be Campbell Holt. DeBerry coming off his best start of the season so far, only a 2nd start of the season, but a great start it was. And then Campbell Holt is a guy who's been struggling to get his sea legs in the Northwoods League, if you will.
Well, shifting towards DeBerry first, it feels like just yesterday at the beginning of that 8-game road trip when he was putting up a 6-inning shutout, 8 strikeouts on his part, a much more refreshing and promising outing as to what he had fallen accustomed to at St. Cloud, only pitching 1 inning, reaching the 35 pitch mark, of course having to be pulled, and the Huskies going to long-term relief after that. Meanwhile, you take a look at what DeBerry has been able to do over these past couple of starts. You see a lot of strikeouts on his part, but then you look at Campbell Holt and what he's had to endure, hardly pitching 5 innings in his last 2 outings here for the Waterloo Bucks, each of those resulting in a loss on his end. He was charged, now trying to bounce back with a solid start. The Waterloo Bucks haven't had a consistent rotation this season, but meanwhile the Huskies rotation having to sharpen up after giving up numerous earned runs in the past few starts here on this road trip.
2 teams trying to get off the proverbial schneid, if you will. The Waterloo Bucks coming in at 5-17, and the Huskies are 12-11, but coming off a 2-6 road trip. We'll have it all for you tonight on the Northwoods League Baseball Network.